Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Josh here, and thanks for joining in. Today, I'm gonna keep working on this Wheel of Time fan art. If you're joining for the first time, this is a piece of fan art that I was working on. It's from the prelude chapter of The Eye of the World. So this is Lews Therin and his wife Ileana. Um, and then he'd gone insane. Read the books. But yeah, it's Ishamael healing Lews Therin over the corpse of his wife. It's a very depressing scene, but it's a moment of change that has a big impact. So yeah, wanted to do that. Last time I left off wasn't quite complete, but I was struggling really hard with the perspective on this back leg foot right here. So this morning I took a reference photo with my iPhone. I would like to say, holy crap, the remote camera controlled camera remote on your Apple Watch with an iPhone, an epic. So yeah, this is where we're at, and I'm just gonna get straight to it. Like, this is got a good reference now, I think. Granted, I don't think Lews Therin was going to be wearing Skechers and scrubs, but I do. So that's what I'm getting reference wise. And you know what? It works. Got a much better reference for the folds too. So we get a lot of half lock folds right here. So we get a firmer edge that fades off. Even get a little fold on the inner leg right there. And that's already way more believable. Hopefully I'm not drawing. All right, cool. Sometimes I've drawn on a private layer and I just lose all of my work once I realize, oh no, I have to redraw that again because the time lapse didn't capture any of that. And if I just copy and paste, it looks like a trace. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure on myself to like have these recordings, but with AI being so prolific anymore, like even hunting references is turning into a real challenge because of AI. Yeah, I'm sort of cheating the perspective here. I know that that doesn't follow that perspective exactly with my reference, but I don't think anyone's really going to be looking at that back foot. Maybe if it's enough of an eyesore, they will. All right. Don't cheat the perspective. Just follow the reference. Noted. Not good enough? Probably not. Does that work? Does it work? Sure, it works. All right, so back to this reference. It's time to start thinking about lighting, which I was thinking about already a little bit. So I want the light source to basically be right up here somewhere, sort of off frame, but it's hard to describe, but I need to describe it. If I want this to be somewhat accurate, it pays to have a good reference or a good plan. It pays to have a good plan. So basically right side lighting is what I'm thinking. That way I can basically mimic the lighting in this reference. I do like that lighting. It's mostly to the right. Shamael's face is turned away from the light a little bit, while Luz Theron's is turned toward the light a little bit. I also want it to be sort of behind Liana here. So right side lighting sort of placed in between these two characters, or maybe directly to the right of Luz Theron. That way we get a little bit of rim light on Ileana. And, you know, I'll cheat the lighting if I have to. But compositionally, that's sort of what I'm going for. Before I do all of that, though, one thing I did want to do, just to push the composition a little bit further, I really want to focus on like the big, medium, small. And I think Luz Theron and Shamael do a good job of the medium and small. But I really want to bring Ileana into the foreground a little bit more. No, it's not working. Maybe if I make her just a tiny bit bigger. Have to bring her a little lower to do that. That looks okay. I'm starting to get a trapped shape down here in the corner, which I also don't like, but I can fix that with the eraser. Or instead of trapping all of that negative space down there, I just fill this with hair. So her hair turns into something a little more in the composition. Come here, little lady. Oop. You want to say hi to everyone? No. Too bad. Watching Daddy draw. Rude. Get out of here. All right. So let's start planning. Actually, I don't think I've really refined Ileana much, and I haven't refined. Well, I've refined his costume pretty well. I don't necessarily like all of the refinements I've made, so let's further refine that. Simple shapes. Simple shapes. we go. Simplify, simplify. No. Simplify, but do it the right way. So we do get those twisting folds here, but they should be going the other way because of the way the arm is twisting. So I think S shapes through here. Not that extreme, you won't get that hard of an edge. His hands are okay. Reference for Ileana. I didn't really have one. I just sort of pulled that one out of my head. But the more I was thinking about it, the more I was thinking very Princess Zelda. Like, she had blonde hair. I like the style of the Breath of the Wild Zelda. She had longer hair, some braids. I want to find some concept art of her. She can sort of be my model in terms of structure. Ah, so much AI. Sorry. I'm getting a little flustered with all of that. Who's this? Jamon. Okay. I like the style. I like pretty much everything about that. She's not going to have pointy ears like Zelda. Sorry. Alright, so this is from Dark Jamong on ArtStation. I really like the shape design. I really like basically everything about this, but I'm just using this as a reference for clothing and a little bit for the facial structure and how I want to stylize basically this whole painting. So you're gonna see this get pasted in. Paste private again. I don't want to. So there you go. That is the reference that I'm using for this not Zelda. I'm gonna flip it. And she's also not gonna be smiling, but we get a pretty good reference for what I'd like to sculpt her face into here. And the lighting is inverted, so I'll probably flip the image back around. So we end up with arms. A lot of this I can do with the liquify tool. In terms of sculpting the face a little bit. Get a little bit more of a chin. So not going to be using this as reference for the ears and making her elf-like. Mostly doing this for costume design and facial structure. So yeah, I never checked to see if things were actually live. Yes. Okay. Cool. Oh, yeah, that's some sort of news, I guess. I have basically completely abandoned Facebook. Um, Whoever follows politics or social media news is probably well aware that there's a mass exodus from Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, to Blue Sky. And I've been on Blue Sky for a little while, and I get to be one of those hipsters now that's like, yeah, I was here before it was cool. Which does give me some sense of satisfaction, but the real news there is that there is now enough of an influx of users. I don't need to be on Facebook for anything other than tattooing. So that's all I'm doing on Facebook now is promoting my tattooing. Everything else I'm doing on Blue Sky. And the hope is eventually to get completely out of Blue Sky as well. All right, so costuming, the perspective is different, but I feel like I can expand on the costume that she was already wearing in a way that still helps me show more form. I don't want to put this whole collar deal on her just because that would involve a whole lot of redrawing. We'll put this clip in the hair. I like that. She's already got an earring. Let's get a little bit of an ear drawn in there. Yeah, all right, that ought to do. All right. Oh. All right. I'm glad that I was paying attention enough to spot that. All right, so perspective. Still off. All right, so I'm just gonna move using the select tool instead of trying to liquefy things. Yes, I brought that medicine too, baby. Rotating the eye might help. There we go. Is that closer? Yeah, what if we just rotate the eye instead of moving it? Ah.
My tongue hurts.
Your tongue hurts?
Yeah.
Well, baby, belly medicine isn't going to help your tongue.
Okay.
No, that's not going to help your tongue. She is a little sick today. Just a little bit. Hello, Mr. Chris. How are you on this fine Tuesday? I should know that. Yeah, that's the thermometer that we left here. You are correct. Okay. Now, moving on up here. That's a little big. Chin forward a little. Push his nose up. Little micro adjustments. All right. So I think the thing I'm gonna focus on next is really value grouping. Let's some of this hair right here. So I am learning a lot of useful lessons right now. First, I do have lights. I've got a lot of lights all around. So, hey, what's up, man? Um, sorry, got excited. Saw a familiar name in the chat. Yeah. So I have learned a lot in this process. One, a lot easier to take your own reference photos than it is to hunt through stock photography. So, I will be taking my own references mostly from now on, unless I see a piece of stock that I'm like, oh, I really want to make a piece of art from that. That's sort of like my exception, I think. Not super likely to happen, but it is a possibility. But if I do see a piece of stock that I'm really excited about trying to make a piece of art from, I'll do that. Otherwise, I'm going to be taking my own stock or my own reference photos, whether it's my kids, myself, whatever. Um, it does make life a lot easier because I'm not hunting. I know exactly what I want. I've got the watch to help me take good photos, so there's no reason that I shouldn't just do that. If it's like an expression reference like this one, then yeah, I'll probably use stock or find a photo while I'm working. Yeah, that's turning out pretty good, I think, by my standards, which aren't incredibly high. Um, you want a drink? Yeah, my daughter wants a drink. Um, but the major lesson I learned with this is that if I do take my own stock photos, I should probably costume as much as possible anyway. Like, I don't have all of this stuff laying around, but if I can make do with like some curtains, then I'll do that. Break out the Swiffer. I'll do whatever I need to do to get good references, but I also really should try my very bestest to get the lighting set up the way that I need it set up for the piece that I'm working on. All right. So, looking at what I've got here. I'm going to Walmart, sweetheart. Baby, we're not going to Walmart. You want to go to the dollar store? We can walk there after. Well, we can't really walk. It's raining. We can drive there after I'm done. Yeah. All right. We'll go here in a little bit. Yeah, we'll go get you some drinks. But yeah, right now I'm sort of inventing lighting out of my head, so I know it's not going to be completely accurate. I may have made this hand a little too bulky. That's a little closer. All right. Alright. Now this is gonna be the tricky part. We get a shadow here. Darker shadow starting here. Has sort of an S shape to it. So let's see. This would probably be the Terminator for the darkest shadows. I was a guessing man, which I am right now. Oh, wow. Right. So I'm trying to think. So if this is the pit of the neck right here, we get lighting from here. It's darker. We get a highlight on the collarbone. Let's just say she's standing. Lip from the bottom. Highlight. Collarbone. Get a little bit of a shadow here. There we go. What, sweetheart? Huh? Get done? Oh. Well, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you stopping by. How, well, you can't talk much. That's a shame. My little lady is wanting me to get done so that I can take her to get something to drink at the local store. Yeah, right now I'm just sort of pencil rendering to see how this all looks once it comes together, value structure wise. Let's go, Dad. You're gonna have to wait, babe. You can't? Also trying to think about the big forms. She is cracking me up. I don't know. What is it on your shoe, sweetheart? It looks like juice. You just falled off the couch. Oh, be careful. Don't fall off the couch.
Yeah, Dad, I'm gonna get off. I'm trying to get one out. This is not good for my feet.
You'll clean your mess up tomorrow. Well, that doesn't help me much. No, you're gonna have to wait a minute, babe. I'm almost done for today.
How much work on? How much work on my tongue?
Your sore is gone on your tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I haven't did it yet. I don't feel it.
Very awesome, sweetheart. Oh, I also, this is a random side note. I did start playing some video games. Oh my goodness. It's something that I have not had the pleasure of doing in several years. And I realized that since art is my career, that is not the best form of relaxation for me. Don't get me wrong, I still love doing personal art, and art will always be something I love, but I feel guilty sometimes whenever I'm working on a project for me instead of a client. So I do on occasion need to do something that is unrelated to my career, so that, like, if I sit down and I'm working on a personal project and I start to feel guilty, like, okay, that's a good sign that I need to just completely shut off from art for a few minutes at least. So I started playing video games again, since I haven't done that in like been at least 10 years since I've really played any video games. My wife and I used to play Breath of the Wild by passing the controller back and forth. So I did get us Tears of the Kingdom. We have played just a few minutes of it because she's in nursing school, so she also doesn't get to unwind very often. But I started playing a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Not Rebirth, not yet, because it's not out on PC. And I also I have purchased Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't actually played it yet, but I got it because I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go wild. Hey, no ma'am. You do not mess with that stuff. No, not bad, Daddy. You can go play at the table. And what else? Oh, I've been hearing a lot about Dragon Age, so I decided to get Dragon Age Origins. I'll start at the beginning and work my way. One sec. Okay. So I got Dragon Age Origins. I want to play through the whole series, since I've heard really good things. Might as well. And I think that's it for now. Yeah, I was excited to start playing games again, because it is something that I used to thoroughly enjoy, and I just haven't had it's been a luxury, in my opinion, and I haven't had that luxury in a while. So I thought it was time to just do something that could kind of be considered self-care. It is getting close to that time, everybody. I've got a frustrated toddler back there. Well, not toddler. She's pretty well beyond the toddler stage at this point. Oh. I have a frustrated little lady back there that wants to go get something to drink before my client shows up. So that's what we're going to go do. Thank you for tuning in today. You can find me on Blue Sky, my website, joshj.blog. If you go to the footer, there's a links thing that'll let you get to all of my socials, which more and more I'm moving toward community-owned social media like Blue Sky and Kara instead of corporate social media because, yeah, I don't like the corporate social media so much. I don't think most people do. They just didn't know that there were good alternatives. Man, I feel old. Like I'm getting nostalgic over things like MySpace. What's up, Sean? Joining in. I'm about to sign off, but thank you for tuning in. Here's where we're at today. Yeah. Fun times, fun times. But on that note, take it easy, everybody. I want to go get this little lady some Gatorade or something so that she can be happy. And until next Tuesday, take it easy. Keep drawing, writing, singing, dancing your hearts out, and we'll talk soon. Deuces.